Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and in this video, Bitcoin is right now forming a massive bearish divergence on the daily chart. This is not too good for Bitcoin, to be honest, and we could be in for a bit more downside price action. So if you want to get my exact Bitcoin price targets, make sure you're sticking around for this video. There's going to be some incredibly important information in this video, so make sure you're watching all the way through. I'll also be telling you my exact price targets for Ethereum and your favorite altcoin that you guys suggested in the comment section of my last video. So yeah, if all of that sounds good to you, then please make sure to just leave a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on for more videos like this. I put a lot of time and effort into these videos each and every day to try and help you make money in crypto. So if you could just spend a couple seconds to click like and subscribe, it seriously means a lot and it helps out the channel so much. But yeah, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Bitcoin US dollar chart on the 1 day chart. And as you can see back here, the last massive all-time high at around 58,000 US dollars. Obviously, we recently saw a higher high in the price coming up to around 61, close to 62,000. But in the RSI on the daily chart, we saw a high and a lower high. So this is obviously a bearish divergence. And what this basically means is in the short term, in the immediate short term, we're going to stop heading to the upside and we are in for a bit of downside price action. If you actually zoom out and take a look, the last big bearish divergence that happened on the daily chart was simply between the last two big all-time highs. So if you take a look here at the last massive all-time high back in January, which was at around 42,000 US dollars, up to that all-time high at about 58,000, obviously we had a high and a higher high in the price, but in the RSI we got a high and a lower high. So right here, when we got up to 58,000, that's when we confirmed that bearish divergence. And obviously since then, Bitcoin from that all-time high down to that low at around 43,000 had pretty much a 26% correction to the downside. And from top to bottom, that pretty much lasted for one full week before we began the next recovery. And if you pay attention also, on both of these corrections, we came down to the 50-day EMA, which is what this yellow line is right here. Now, I should just quickly mention that yes, in my last video, I did say that it would be unlikely for Bitcoin to come back down below that 58,000 all-time high. And all things considered, that still was unlikely for us to come back below that all-time high. Because once again, that all-time high level, that $58,000 level, is a very significant level for Bitcoin once again, because that was the previous all-time high. So realistically, that was unlikely for Bitcoin to break below that level. But once again, I mentioned in my last video that it was not impossible. And I did mention that if we do get a dip below the $58,000 level, that is an incredible buying opportunity for all of you that have missed out on these lower prices. Right now is your time to get into Bitcoin at some discounted prices. Now, taking a look at what happened in this correction, once again, that was about 26% to the downside, and we came pretty much down to that 50-day EMA. But just bringing out the Fibonacci retracement tool from that previous low at around 29,000 up to that all-time high at about 58,000. As you can see here, the Bitcoin price actually came right back down to the 50% Fibonacci level. And this Fibonacci level, the 50% Fibonacci level, which once again was coming in at around 43,000 US dollars, that was coming in confluence with also that 50-day EMA. And now drawing out the Fibonacci retracement tool from that low at around 43,000 up to the most recent all-time high at pretty much just close to 62,000. Right now, in the immediate short term, we have gotten an initial bounce off the 38.2% Fibonacci level. This Fibonacci level is coming in at around 54,500 US dollars. So in the immediate short term, that $54,500 level is a significant level for Bitcoin to hold. And so once again, that's our immediate short-term support to the downside. But in the case that we break below that $54,000 level, the 50% Fibonacci level, which was where we retraced to last time, right now that is coming in at around 52,500 US dollars, which is also coming in confluence with this high that we had just here. We got a massive rejection at that 52.5K level. And once again, that's the 50% Fibonacci level. That's where we retraced on the last correction. And if we do break below this 54K level and head towards 52.5, by the time the price makes it towards 52.5K and we begin to get a bounce, the 50-day EMA will come up to meet the price at around that price range. And honestly, the absolute lowest I would possibly expect for Bitcoin right now, in a full bearish scenario, in the worst case scenario, would be at around 50,000 US dollars. And that's right now where the 61.8% Fibonacci level is coming in for Bitcoin. It's quite common for Bitcoin to come back down to the 61.8% Fibonacci level, but because we just had a correction, literally over the past few weeks, we've been in a correction. It's quite unlikely for us to get another massive correction straight after we've had a massive correction. So yes, I would be prepared for some lower prices, once again around that 52.5k level, but honestly, the lowest I can see us going once again is coming in at around 50,000 US dollars, because not only is that the 61.8% Fibonacci level, that's also a massive psychological level for Bitcoin. And also, if you pay attention to the 50-day EMA, the 50-day EMA will meet the $50,000 level within the next few days. And once again, if you zoom out throughout this entire bull run, Bitcoin has stayed above the 50-day EMA. But yeah, so those are the sort of prices that I would potentially be expecting for this short-term correction. And once again, this little downside action that we're seeing right now, this is only just in the short term. When you zoom out, we are still in a massive bull trend. And any correction that we see to the downside to meet these moving averages and these Fibonacci levels, these corrections are perfect buying opportunities. You should not be thinking about selling Bitcoin at the moment. I'll continue to update you guys throughout this bull run as to when I'm selling my Bitcoin, and let me tell you, it is not right now. Any correction, once again, I am only right now thinking of buying more Bitcoin and holding that Bitcoin for the long term. Those two price targets to the upside are still valid. They're still in play. And once again, I said that those two price targets are likely to be met within the next 1 to 2 months. And I'm still sticking to that. This right here, this hasn't really changed my longer term analysis for this bull run. Honestly, this is just a short term bump in the road at the moment. And yeah, once again, within the next couple weeks, I would expect Bitcoin to get back towards its all-time high and breaking into new all-time highs. Now, of course, before these resistance levels now, we will have the obvious resistance level of the all-time high itself, which once again is coming in at approximately 62,000 US dollars. So yeah, if Bitcoin comes back up towards its all-time high, just expect a bit of resistance at the all-time high level, obviously. But yeah, that's just about all of my price targets for Bitcoin. Once again, I'm simply just looking to accumulate more Bitcoin if we continue to see more downside price action, because it's only a matter of time before Bitcoin comes back up to the all-time high as always. Now heading over to the Ethereum US dollar chart, we're on the 4-hour chart for Ethereum. And as you can see here, I mentioned in my last video that Ethereum was beginning to break above this massive 1880 US dollar level. And I was mentioning that Ethereum was on its way to come back down to retest this level as support. And I said to pay attention to the retest because that's incredibly important in determining Ethereum's next trend. And as you can see here, Ethereum obviously failed the retest. We dipped back below the 1880 US dollar level. And when we came back up to test that 1880 US dollar level, we actually got a rejection from the downside from that level. And obviously since then, we have seen some more continued downside price action like I expected if Ethereum could not hold that level. So as of right now, we have come back down to meet these lows just here. So this short-term supports, once again, I previously had it around 1700, but really if I move it up towards these lows just here, the short-term support is coming in at more like 1730. Once again, we did see a few bounces off the 1730 US dollar level just here, and just in the immediate short term, we have seen a bounce off this level just now. And drawing out the Fibonacci retracement tool from the low at around 1300 to this recent high at around 1950 approximately. Right now, the next Fibonacci level that's currently below the price is the 38.2% Fibonacci level, and that's coming in at pretty much exactly 1700 US dollars. So in around 1700 to 1730, that sort of price range will be a bit of short-term support for Ethereum. So in order for Ethereum to remain somewhat bullish or at least neutral in the short term, we really have to hold that sort of price range just there. We have to hold above 1700. But if we break below 1700, then I would immediately be targeting the 50% Fibonacci level, which is coming in at 1,620 US dollars approximately. And this is also coming in confluence with the 50-day EMA. If Ethereum does come back down towards that price level, towards that Fibonacci level, by the time the Ethereum price makes its way towards that level, the 50-day EMA will come up to meet the price at that low. And honestly, the lowest that I could see Ethereum going on this short-term correction is obviously the 61.8% Fibonacci level, which is coming in at around 1,550 US dollars. That would require a quick dip below the 50-day EMA, which is what we saw back here on this correction. We did see a quick dip and then back up. So in a full bearish scenario, if we do see a correction similar to what we saw just here, once again, that would be what I would expect expect for a low in this correction. But once again, I'll be immediately just keeping my eye on these first support levels for Ethereum. And as for price targets to the upside, obviously the 1880 US dollar level is going to be some massive resistance for Ethereum to get back above. And apart from the 1880 US dollar level, obviously the all-time high itself coming in at just above 2000 and more closely to around 2040. Those are going to be the levels of resistance for Ethereum to get above in order for us to break into some new all-time highs. All right, now heading over to your most suggested altcoin in the comment section of my last video by far. There was honestly quite a few comments in my last video asking me to review this altcoin in particular. And so here it is. I give you guys what you asked for. I just go with the most suggested altcoin. I seriously read all of your suggestions, but once again, I just prioritize the most suggested altcoins first. And this right here is Decentraland, also known as Mana. And obviously, Decentraland has been on an absolute massive run as of recent. Just year to date, from January 1st to where we are right now, Decentraland is up over 1,100% to the upside just this year, which is honestly insane. Obviously, congratulations to everyone that has been holding this altcoin. Now, even though Decentraland has obviously done incredible over the last few weeks, I'll be expecting some sort of correction sometime soon, just a short-term correction, because as of right now, the daily RSI, once again, this is on the daily chart, but yeah, the daily RSI is in massive overbought areas. And the last time we were this high up on the RSI was right back here. And if you look right back here, when we reached those RSI levels, the price actually corrected around 50% to the downside. Now that was all the way down to the bottom of the wick, but really from that high, we came back down towards the 50-day EMA, which was more like a 40 to 44% correction. And during the Fibonacci retracement tool from that low up to that high that we just saw, if you look back here, the bottom of this wick came perfectly down to the golden pocket, the 61.8% Fibonacci level. And so yeah, once again, we got a perfect bounce off that level, but the candle bodies themselves actually bottomed out at the 50% Fibonacci level. And yeah, those are the two Fibonacci levels that I most commonly talk about on this channel. And now if we were to see a retracement sometime soon, drawing out the Fibonacci retracement from that low to the recent high, we would most likely at least be coming down to the 50% Fibonacci level once again, which is coming in at 71 cents approximately. So from the current price at the moment, that would be around a 29% correction for Decentraland. But really, if we came back down to the 61.8% Fibonacci level, which is exactly where we corrected last time, that right now is coming in at just below 60 cents. It's coming in at around 58 cents approximately. And so from the current price right now down to that 61.8% Fibonacci retracement, that would be around a 42% correction. And by the time the price makes it down to that sort of price range, the 50-day EMA will come up to meet the price at that next low. And that next low, whether it's the 50% Fibonacci level or the 61.8% Fibonacci level, either way, accumulating at around that sort of price range will be an exceptional buying opportunity into Decentraland if you haven't bought into this altcoin already. Now, obviously, like always, with any of these altcoins that I mentioned towards the end of these videos, if you're wanting to buy into these altcoins, please make sure you do your own research into the actual fundamentals of any of these altcoins that I cover. Because once again, I'm just looking at purely the technicals of these altcoins. I'm not looking into the fundamental projects themselves. So yeah, just make sure you're fully understanding what you're actually investing in before you invest in that project. I'm just letting you know the most likely scenarios for this correction, because once again, we are due for a correction sometime soon for this cryptocurrency. But yeah, this is about all I have to say for this video. I really hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please make sure to just leave a like on the video down below. And obviously, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on for more updates like this. Also, if you have any feedback, questions, or suggestions for me, please let me know in the comment section down below. I try and read and reply to every single one of my comments on these videos. So yeah, if you have anything to say whatsoever, just let me know in the comments. Just be careful, because sometimes there can be some scammers in the comments. So if you see any comments down there or replies to your comments with like a phone number, email, Telegram, WhatsApp, any sort of contact details like that, please do not contact anyone whatsoever that you find from the comment section. Even if you get a reply that it looks like it's from my channel, but it gives you a phone number or something, that is definitely a scammer. Those are not my replies. So yeah, just be careful of all of those comments that you see in the comment section. But yeah, yeah, with all of that being said, once again, that's just about everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed once again, and I'll see you all in the next video.